Hi, and welcome to another episode of Extra Crunch Live. I'm Jordan Crook, and I'm going to be your host for today. Extra Crunch Live is all about helping founders build better venture-backed businesses. Now, normally we do that by talking to a founder and the investor who financed them, and we talk about how they met, what brought them together, and how they work together moving forward. But today we have a special edition episode of Extra Crunch Live coming to you. What we're doing today is we're talking to 8 Startup Alley companies. Those are companies that are going to be exhibiting live at Disrupt 2021, which you should totally come to, by the way. We'll drop a link in the chat if you want to buy tickets. And they're going to be working on their pitch today, and they're going to be pitching 2 expert VC judges. So I'm excited to introduce our guests to you today. First and foremost, we are joined by Nicole Johnson. She's a partner at Forerunner Ventures. Nicole has a background in psychology and focuses on consumer-facing startups. She has a super deep understanding of what drives consumer behavior. We're really excited to have her here. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
We're also joined today by Mora Sia, and she's a founder and GP at iAngels, which is an Israeli VC fund. They recently raised $55.5 million. She graduated from Israel's 8200, which is the elite intelligence and cyber unit of the military. She holds degrees in mathematics, computer science, and has an MBA from NYU. Super expert extraordinaire.
I'm not Columbia.
I'm
Columbia, not NYU.
Oh, Columbia. Oh, I went to NYU. So I was feeling like a kindred kind of like moment with you, and now you're the enemy. So
you can have a nerd moment.
Wow. I was feeling so close to you, and now it's over. Okay, let me tell you a little bit how this pitch off will work, and then we'll get right into it. So each founder will have exactly 1 minute to pitch their product to our amazing guests, and then they will have 4 minutes to give their feedback on that pitch. We have 8 companies lined up. Grab some popcorn, and I think it's time that we should just get after it. Are you guys ready to go?
Ready to go. Thank you.
Yeah, hopped up. Okay, let's get it. Our first company is called 3D Planeta, and Norm Couturier is the CEO, and he will be presenting. Norm, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Yeah. You're catching us all over the place. Okay, so your timer is going to come up, and you'll have exactly 1 minute to pitch your product. Good luck. Have fun.
Right on, thanks. So over 1,000 satellites are now imaging the Earth, with hundreds more launching this year. So millions of images are being collected, over a petabyte worth every day. So the Earth observation market is $33 billion, growing 7% a year. And satellite image quality is increasing, the price is decreasing, and there's a shift happening toward on-demand imaging versus buying from catalogs. So getting the right data to the customer at the right time is becoming a huge challenge. So we're the next era of Earth intelligence in 3 key ways. 1, we source and curate the world's Earth imagery and data, getting it from the satellites to the customers. 2, we present it in an immersive 3D environment where the teams can collaborate. And 3, we provide the deep learning analytics to help make decisions faster and better. I'm Norm Couturier, the CEO of 3D Planeta, and this is the 9th tech startup I've co-founded. So we believe that the Earth observation industry is in an early state of disruption. We're a cloud platform that's going to change the way customers buy, view, and analyze Earth data and turn it into intelligence on demand. Thank you.
Wow, fantastic job, Norm. Okay, let's start with Katie. What are your initial thoughts here for Norm?
I think you mean me.
Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Columbia, NYU, Katie. Okay, Nicole.
We're just getting started here. Norm, thank you. That was fascinating. Piqued my attention for sure. I would say I like your tee up on the market. There's a really good build up there, but even before that, I would always start like first things first with your tagline, like 5 to 10 words before you get into the tee up on the market and the why. That was my first thought.
Thank you. Nicole.
More?
Right. I can add, it was all very fast, of course, 1 minute, but really take like a breath and just highlight what you do. Like there were 3 things very important, the sourcing, the collaborative environment platform, and the decision-making tools. And I think that it's just understanding that this is what you're providing, this is the value, and this is what you do great is key to the whole pitch, because this is at the end of the day, the 3 elements on which you guys stand. there's anything at all that you can mention about why you, or why there's, you're going to have the biggest sourcing capability, or how you compete. Like, to me, I'm like listening, I'm like, how are you going to get all those images? Why are you going to get all those images and not anybody else? And who does those images belong to? And how can you create a platform where you're going to be the one that's banking on this repository of images? So this is kind of like going through my head as you're talking. I don't know if we can answer that in 1 minute, but it's food for thought if we can kind of like weave something in on kind of like what makes that kind of pop as something that you can kind of bring forward that would help.
Yeah, like a why me and a why now, too. I think the why is the timing right, and why am I the right person to kind of do that, are two really important pieces. And again, a minute is really hard to kind of squeeze a lot in, but I think you can also maybe shave some too, right? You're a serial entrepreneur is another just minor note. I feel like saying you founded 9 tech startups makes me wonder, like, how many of them could have been successful, and what went on there to get to 9, right? Like, Serial is like, okay, he's got chops, and I don't have a whole lot of questions after that. Nicole, not Katie.
I get Danielle a lot, but not Nicole, not Katie.
I don't know who Katie is, so it could be anything. What else do you think about 3D Planeta and about Norm's pitch? Any
I would also want to hear more. Well, if you were to share more about yourself, I think I'd understand what I'd be looking for on the rest of the team. But I'd just piggybacking on what Moore said, but also want to understand who you're working with, and why not just you, but you and hopefully the experts that you have around yourself are uniquely qualified to go out and win in this, in this highly technical market.
Yeah, no, appreciate that, Nicole. And we're also, thank you for that feedback too. It's the 1 minute is that key thing. In 3 minutes, I can unload almost all of the bits that you needed in one. It's a challenge. So I appreciate the bit about shaving stuff off and.
Yeah, I think we have like 20 some seconds if you want to maybe go into just a touch more detail on what it is that you guys are actually doing. Like, what's the secret?
Yeah. Well, one of the things we've discovered along our way after about 400 presentations worldwide is that we can be the fulfillment engine for EO data worldwide, and that's one of our key things. We have patented 3D visualization tech. We've got some really cool image change detection at the back end. So pulling the whole thing together and just being that full suite service platform.
Love it. Well, Norm, great job, and thank you so much for being the first to kick us off. I think you did a fantastic job, so thank you.
Thanks for grilling me. Always enjoy it. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the feedback.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. We're going to move on to our next company. This one is called Abby by GoGoTech. And we have John Benedette, who is the CEO, is going to come pitch us. John, you can just get your mic and camera on as soon as possible, because I'm clearly not all here today. I shouldn't be allowed to vamp at this point. Okay, perfect. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing all right. Okay, so we're gonna get a timer going, and you're gonna have 60 seconds to pitch. Good luck. Have fun.
Super. Thanks. So I'm a wheelchair user. And despite $7 billion in 2019 wheelchair sales, less than 1 million powered units were made for a global market of 80 million disabled and 500 million potential elderly users. This industry prefers to manufacture scarcity, selling outdated, overpriced products to third-party payers who ration them under complex B2B healthcare schemes, shielding competition with medical device regulation and marginalizing their own products' vast potential for social good, rather than supply a booming mass market EV category, no different from cars, bikes, and scooters. The long overdue disruption is an expansion play, with Abby, our new robotic and IoT smart wheelchair platform, sold online, direct B2C, with a crowdfunding purchase option as a personal electric vehicle, not a medical device, and for less than half the price of anything close in terms of performance and features. Production of our customer pre-orders completes in November, and our $2.5 million seed round is open through the end of the year. Thanks.
Great job, John. That's not your first time pitching on Extra Crunch Live, no?
Maybe not. I think I did
it about
6-8 weeks ago.
Yeah, I have to commend your hustle because you're getting out here, you're practicing that pitch. Let's start with Maura this time. Maura, what do you think of John's pitch?
Great. I don't know if this is the case, but it felt as if you didn't get through what you wanted. I don't know. I mean, it sounded as if you saw the clock and you're like, you just finished because the clock was done.
No, that was it. That was the minute.
That was it. That was it. Okay, so I wasn't sure. It sounded as if like there was another sentence to go, and kind of like, okay, well, we're out of time. It took me a little bit of time, like well into like I think the 30-second mark to really understand like what you guys are doing. So again, I think like the feedback that Nicole gave previously, like it's kind of like start with what you're gonna say it, and then say what you said, right? Make sure that the kind of like the key message is really clear. So that to me was kind of a little bit missing. And I know that's hard in 1 minute, but kind of say at the very beginning what it is that you guys do. And I think it's interesting to kind of understand how the product, you say it's like half the price of a vehicle, but it's like an electric.
So these things should be e-bikes and scooters, but instead they're medical devices, and that is basically a business model based on scarcity instead of a booming EV category. And that's the gist of it. Okay, got it. I think it would be interesting to understand if like somebody who can't afford a scooter or an engine powered wheelchairs should cost $2,000. They cost $7,000, and that's the problem.
Got it.
And so you're basically just reclassifying them? You have different regulatory approvals? Like how are you?
Well, we're not the first. We're not pioneering in that. So we're following a couple of $100 million of VC money that's already taken that bet. But yeah, we're basically sidestepping the regulatory track and saying this is a consumer product, and screw you, cartel.
Okay.
It's interesting. Just earlier this week on Sunday, actually, my entire company, we gave half a day of volunteering to volunteer in this facility where you're getting like a ton of broken down wheelchairs.
Yeah, cool.
We're like putting them together to something that actually works. And then they're shipping them all over the world to people who can't afford them.
Yeah, there's a lot of philanthropy, a lot of capacity going into mobility, and it's needed. It's badly needed.
Yeah.
And so basically it's a $7 billion industry, and it should be a $20 billion industry. And really it's constrained by, good intentions, I guess, but it's a pretty deeply flawed market system, and what really should just be another category of EVs that's booming.
So it sounds like, but also that you're developing your own dedicated product, like wheelchair product.
Correct. Yeah, we've spent 3 years and $1 million engineering, and we're actually started production, and we have customer pre-orders we took last summer, and we're going to be shipping them out in November. And we're raising working capital to scale up launching in the US and Australia.
I want to make sure we get to Nicole's feedback.
I thought you did a great job with the market buildup, but it was that was probably 2/3 of the minute. I would shorten that to 10 to 15 seconds and focus more on where you've been, where you're going, like the stuff you just shared on traction. And I would also want to highlight for a VC audience just thinking about this market, is there an opportunity here to deepen customer relationships? So if the business models you come and you buy the chair, are there upsells? Are there reasons for you to engage with that user over time? Otherwise, it'll feel like a one and done purchase, which
right, and that's the IoT. Yeah, excellent. It's basically connected. So we're actually going to transcend hardware economics with software as a service. So basically, update on the fly. Just think level 5 Tesla.
Love it. Yeah, I would emphasize that, so they know it's like an innately higher repeat model.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Completely agree. Hardware is a subscription. Okay, great job, John. I'm sure I'll see you on another ECL eventually, right? You're out here.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take care. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Our third company is called Autonomy. We have Ritukar Vijay. He's the founder and CEO. He's going to come pitch. Here we go.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good. So
Okay,
hi,
perfect.
this is Vijay.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead now.
Okay, hi, this is Ritukar Vijay. I'm the founder and CEO of Autonomy Inc. we develop autonomous robots for contactless and last mile delivery. One of the key differentiators of what we are doing right now is that we deliver products for both F&B and retail items in both indoor and outdoor environments. So what that means is that we have target customers which are in retail, F&B, restaurants, and airports, and commercial spaces. We are the world's first to do fully autonomous deliveries at airports, and we have been 7 months of inception. We made it to the top 50 most innovative robotics companies by Robotics Business Review, and also won Plug and Play Mobility Startup Award. So at this point in time, we are going live with 2 airports in the US, and doing pilots with one of the largest retail chain, along with a couple of QSR quick service restaurants. So we do autonomous deliveries for indoors, curbside, and last mile.
Awesome. Good job. Okay, let's start with Nicole this time. Nicole, what do you think? Autonomous robots.
Great pitch. Thanks for sharing it. I found myself wondering throughout the presentation, who are you selling to? Is it to the retailer or to the customer? And how do you show up? Does Autonomy is that a brand that the customer knows, or are you white labeling and partnering with retailers and creating an airport branded experience or a retailer branded experience? So I might cut to the chase sooner on the business model, and highlight that, given we're seeing a couple of all investors will be looking at a couple different models in the delivery space right now, whether it's autonomous or not.
Okay. So, the business model is more focused around robotics as a service. So we are, we are charging within the, subscription or the services part. We have 2 options. One is pay per delivery or a monthly subscription. So it completely, it's up to the customer who, which one to pick. And at this point in time, we are co-branding with the customer. So large retailer chains and the convenience store chains with which we are working. So we are open for any co-branding which is required. So we have a good screen in front of the robot, so we can do digital advertisements on the robot itself as well. So that's a different.
The other thing is, I know that it's really hard to crack into the airport world. Like, that's a pretty walled garden, but it's also like the perfect controlled environment for a company like yourself. So I would play that up a little more, just from my understanding about how difficult it is to get anything going inside of the airport walls.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great feedback. Maura, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, we also had a company that had to deal with some of that bureaucracy and regulation. So it's if you already cracked something there, I would also, definitely play it up. I wanted to say that from an overall presentation perspective, I really liked it. I liked the flow and the rhythm and the the clarity. So kind of keep that up. I was like, things that were going through my brain as well were kind of maybe just out of curiosity, kind of like share a little bit about how fast the robot goes, how big it is, like how easy it is to move it from place to place. Like, you need a ton of robots. For the last mile is always the problem. It's always the challenge, because it varies so much. So what kind of coverage do you need to have? Like, what kind of fulfillment can you actually execute? What kind of numbers? It's like kind of like going, all these questions are flowing through my head, and just wondering. Again, I don't know if we can cover all that in a minute.
Yeah, so 1 minute is difficult, but one of the things which I think can be brought up was we have 2 compartments, which is different than a lot of other delivery robotics companies. So what that means is we have like twice as throughput as what they offer. So if typically a pizza chain is having 120 orders, over the weekend evening, so they have to make 120 trips to fulfill those orders. We can cut it by half, because we have 2 compartments and we can do multiple deliveries in the same trip.
Yeah, it's a good note.
Also a cool element. So kind of like maybe highlight that you cracked a way to do multiple deliveries and kind of route optimization in order to shorten significantly, the number of delivery routes. And this is something that you've been experimenting on. I think this is a great line to add.
Yeah. I think with a product like this too, you start with last mile delivery autonomous robots, and that's a super competitive space, like Maura said, big problem. So lots of people attacking it. And you started with, here's how we're different. and it was kind of your go-to-market, but I wanted to hear more. I think you need to spend a lot of time in a pitch where you're going into such a competitive space, really saying like, we are different and here are the numbers to back it up. You can kind of leave the rest to be questions at the end. That would be my 2 cents.
Thank you so much. Yeah, loved it.
Okay, you did a great job. Thank you for coming and pitching with us. I'll see you at Disrupt.
Thank you. See you.
Okay, we are moving on to our 4th company. The startup is called Sensius, and Ayush Patel is the CEO. He's going to be pitching, so we're going to bring him on to the virtual stage. I sure hope. There we go. Oh man, running like clockwork today. Everyone but me, essentially, is nailing it. Okay, so hi, thank you for being with us today. The timer is going to count down from 3, and then you'll have 1 minute to pitch. So good luck, have fun, go get them.
Thanks. Data scientists and ML engineers today are struggling to understand and explain how ML models are working once they're deployed into the real world. They have limited visibility into when the models start drifting and performing poorly for a business. Sensius is a model management platform that enables teams to analyze, understand, and monitor models in production. We easily integrate with the existing tech stack and help you scale to hundreds of models in production without worrying about the ML ops. Hi, I'm Ayush, the CEO of Sensius. I'm a UCLA computer science graduate, and I started this company last year while trying to bring out the technology from research and commercializing it. We faced this problem firsthand and decided to focus on solving this problem for other AI-enabled tech companies. We have been validating our problem with potential users and are looking to start piloting with organizations in the upcoming months. Now, if you work with ML in production, we would love to chat with you. You can shoot me an email directly at ayush@sensius.ai. Thanks.
Wow. That was a really complicated and kind of like obtuse product that you did a really good job pitching. That's just my first piece of feedback. You did a really, really good job there. More, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, sure. So in terms of machine learning, and again, following kind of some of Jordan's comments, because there are many acronyms that you're using, maybe kind of use the full version. We know them, also as venture capitalists, but it's going so fast. So like if somebody misses ML, AI, it's kind of missing it might miss a very important line in the pitch. So I would, at least at the very beginning, just like word it out, although it's kind of harder. Also, just kind of like from my experience working with organizations, there are a lot of people who are trying to do, analytics around like kind of machine learning in a box, or a lot of different types of products that are tackling, how to work with organizations that work in different types of analytical environments. So, and I know that you said you just started last year. So maybe if there's something, any additional information that you can say that, why is there still room for another tool or another integration? I feel like there's an abundance of tools. So kind of lead us into why has this market not been won? Why is there room for another tool? And how can you do it in a way that is going to kick, everybody else out of the water? I think it's very important in light of the fact that it's still very early. You're going into exploring new pilots soon. So I would say something about that to just like make it more meaty in terms of where you are, in terms of the traction, and or even evidence to show that your algorithm is better than others, or anything that you can share in terms of data.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would agree. Agree with that. I would say it was you said you're looking to kick off pilots, and I'm left wondering, like, what's the hook to get somebody to pilot with you based on where you are at this moment in time? And then a stylistic pointer. I noticed that you gave a market overview, you gave your one-liner on the company, and then you said hi and introduced yourself. I would switch those, and I would start with the hi and the quick introduction, and then go into like, do the hello, then do the one-liner, and then get into the company. I think it's a little better to ground it there, and it's a little awkward if you say hi halfway through it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's better this way. The way that you structured it is might be better in a longer, kind of like a longer talk. Like when you have 10 minutes, kind of like framing the talk or the discussion or the question, and then you're going into, okay, great. Now, like, let me just take a step back and introduce myself.
Yeah,
you
not
only
enough
have
time to build the mystery in
Exactly.
a minute.
Only have a minute. I think the reverse will work in your message.
Okay, yeah, thanks for the feedback. And just addressing your comment more on how we differentiate. So I think all the tools that have been seen have been focused on creating machine learning, creating models, and helping teams solve problems. So we don't create models. So we are the next step about once you create your models, you put it out there, how do you ensure they're working and explain them and understand? So we are the step 2, if you would say, on once you have already used these tools to create your models.
That might be even like, that's also very difficult because the people who create the models, it's a very, very long time and very dedicated personnel. So I would say something about that, like, organizations are spending so much money and so many resources on obtaining the best talent to get these models done. And now you want to simulate and you want to, get as much done before you actually execute them.
Yeah, and I don't know if it becomes accessible to the non-engineers in the organization as well, but I think that's like the next step, right? Is can someone in another department come in and say like, oh, I kind of understand what's going on over here? Because like Moore said, it is, the PhDs that are building these things and testing these things, and everyone else is kind of in the dark. The point though is great pitch. So fantastic job. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
So much.
Okay, our next company is going to come up in just a second, but I'm just going to take a couple seconds to talk about Disrupt for a second, because all of these companies and more are going to be in the Startup Alley exhibiting live, and that's just one slice. We also have the Startup Battlefield, where companies will compete on stage for $100,000 and eternal glory. You don't want to miss that. We also have some amazing speakers that are coming to the event, including Stuart Butterfield and Brett Taylor, Ryan Reynolds from Mint Mobile, Melanie Perkins from Canva, Pete Buttigieg, Chamath Palihapitiya. It's going to be amazing. You definitely want a ticket. So please purchase one and come hang out with us on September 21st through 23rd. And my shameless plug is now over. So we're going to keep moving. Our 5th company in the lineup is called Fairly AI, and co-founder and CEO David Van Bruijn. He's going to come and correct me as soon as he comes up. David, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
How do you say your last name?
It's like the hockey team Boston Bruins.
Bruins, Van Bruijn. Man, I'm going to be kicking myself for that one. That and Katie. Okay, we're going to do a timer now, and then you can pitch. Have fun.
Hi, I'm David Van Bruijn, CEO of Fairly AI. The speed of AI innovation is far outpacing regulations and compliance. If you apply for a loan, are placed on a wait list to receive healthcare, or given priority access with customer service, your life is probably being directly touched by the next generation of AI systems. But just like people, AI can be biased, superficial, and do damage to your company's brand and bottom line. At Fairly, we're re-engineering risk functions in large enterprise to automate governance, risk, and control for AI. Our SaaS product takes care of all the boring but important stuff, like requirements, workflows, tracking test results, approvals, and generating the documentation that regulators and senior management demand. When companies turn to AI to accelerate their business, they also turn to Fairly to build trust into their services, brand, and company. Thank you.
Wow, I have to commend you for taking your time and just getting the point across. You did a really good job. You didn't let a minute threaten you, and I appreciate that. Katie, I did it again. What is wrong with me?
That is hilarious.
Now I've said it too many times, and now it's your name now. I'm sorry.
Katie.
Nicole Johnson from Forerunner. My team is slacking me saying, wow, what's wrong with you? And I don't know. Nicole, please give your feedback.
Don't worry about it. David, that was a great pitch. Very succinct. And I would say I've given this bit of feedback a couple times already today. So forgive me to the audience for sounding like a broken record, but I would start with the one-liner on the company. That can be helpful to ground the pitch recipient, whether it's a minute or an hour that we're going into a pitch for. I'd also want to know a little bit more about the traction and where you are with the company. I was left wondering, you really got through the story of what you are, and you did a good job of helping the layperson understand the pain point. But I was missing a little bit on like the why now. Why should I be investing in this company today?
So we're working with tier 1 banks, and they're dealing with Microsoft Word and email for the risk functions around models that touch billions of dollars. And they haven't seen anything like us, so we can't name names right now, but we're moving.
Great.
But it's something that you can say if you're already working with a bank. You can say working with one of the
3 tier 1.
Like the size of the bank in a region, whatever. And if somebody wants to guess, they can try guessing, but it just anchors people around like what size are we talking about? As you said, like billions. So it's very relevant, very interesting in terms of the traction. Kind of like puts you in a specific place in the map. I would also say, you said like in the presentation, like to take care of some of the boring but important things, and a lot of regulation flying around. And it's it sounds a little kind of dull, but it's not. It's important. So maybe because that was shared on a few places in the presentation. Yeah. So maybe say that like the one time and kind of touch people, as you mentioned, with loans for healthcare and like the people that are waiting and the billions of dollars and the kind of like the bottom line and how it really impacts or changes people's lives. And I think that would come across more like with greater impact, because I don't want it to sound like we're taking care of what everybody doesn't want to take care of, kind of like the boring stuff. It's like, I want to hear, I'm taking care of something that without me, companies can lose, time, money, customers. Like it's so painful, and they don't know what to do because nobody knows how to deal with, regulation and compliance, and like all these things are like a moving target all the time. So this is where we come in and we use automation to make sure that you're on the dot. So
you can also make it kind of threatening too, right? Because it's bound to keep changing over time, right? Like the legislation always comes later. It's been the wild, wild west, and it'll change once, it'll change twice, it'll change 3 times, and how much money and energy and time did you spend building these AI models? So if we're there for you every single time that happens, and you can actually tickle the imagination of a VC as well and say, like, once we have all these models and we're automating all of this regulation, we can actually help make suggestions or recommendations as those changes are going through Congress, et cetera, right? Like we can be proactive, and that gets a VC thinking, okay, it's not just a wedge, it's a pie, right?
And this is why it needs to be SaaS also. This is why it needs to be all the time, because nobody in the organization is going to sit and click like refresh and see if something changed. What kind of implications does that have on my organization? This is why, they need you on board, and they need you to constantly know how the organization needs to move around those boundaries. So I think that's important.
Cool. Any closing thoughts?
That cover. I thought that was a really, really great pitch, and great to hear about all the progress as well.
Thank you.
Good job, Mr. Van Bruin. Appreciate it. See you at the big show.
Cheers.
Okay, our next company is called TestRigger, and Artem Golubev is the CEO. He's going to be pitching. We're going to bring him up. We're getting through it. Hey, how you doing, Artem?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I like your setup. You're coming through loud and clear. You got a more professional setup than me. All right. We're going to put the counter on, and you're going to pitch. You have 1 minute. Have fun.
Hello, my name is Artem Golubev. I'm CEO and co-founder of TestRigger. TestRigger is software testing system which helps companies to test web and mobile applications. Did you know that in 2021, 70% of all functionality is tested manually? Nevertheless, companies are spending about $1 trillion worldwide on everything related to testing, and still are losing $1.4 trillion due to bugs in production. TestRigger helps with autonomous testing by helping companies quickly build tests based on how their users are using their application in their production, helping them to close the gap.
Awesome. Good job, Artem. Okay, I forget where we started last time. More. Let's start with you.
Great. Thanks, Artem, for the pitch. To me, I'm missing a little bit on what it is that you guys actually do. Testing is a huge realm. Are you doing functionality testing, visual testing? Like, what testing are we talking about? And how it is that you do what you do? Because you just mentioned in the very last kind of, 3, 2, 1, through the users, or what it is actually that you do did not come across clear to me. There are also kind of mature companies that have products out there. We even invested in one. It's
Applitools. I know, it's our partners.
Sense of visual testing. Good job. Nice. You did some homework. So this is exactly like, I'm trying to not sound like on the VC front, more like on the pitch front, just because I know the space, but I need to understand a little bit more. Like, take me through a tiny bit more like what it is exactly what you do and how you're, where you're focusing at, because testing is a huge automated testing, a huge space. So kind of zoom us in, and anything that you can mention about traction, like where your product is currently at in terms of development, and anything that you can share in terms of traction is very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, it's a functional regression end-to-end testing. So they're very much complementary to Applitools.
It's like backward compatibility testing, essentially. Like backward compatibility, you want to make sure
Correct.
that functionality that existed still exists.
Exactly. Yes. And the way we do it is that our customers deploy our JavaScript library in production, which is similar to Google Analytics. But instead of just giving them analytics, the system automatically builds end-to-end tests covering most frequently used end-to-end scenarios.
Got it.
So this is basically main
also across device, across versions.
Yeah, so for web and mobile applications, in terms of tractions, we hit product market fit in about September, grew 5 times to about 800K ARR. Netflix is a customer, paying customer, I mean. Well, everything's doing great.
I totally agree with Moore's feedback points, and I would, if Netflix is a customer, I would be sure to have that be squeezed into the 1-minute pitch. And then 2 other things that you would want to make sure to absolutely squeeze in there, I think, are why are you uniquely credible to do this? So like the sentence on your background and what makes you the winner in a highly competitive market, and the unique differentiator too. I was coming away wondering why this product versus the next one, given the trillions of dollars of testing that's already happening.
Yeah,
thank you.
And I think I agree with both of our guests. I think you definitely have to include Netflix, and I think you spent just a touch too much time on the problem. I think just the market size, the first kind of big $1 trillion number you gave us is like, okay, we get it. It's a big problem. Let's move on and let's talk really about what you do and the kind of traction you have that lends credibility to everything that you're telling us. It was, around 40-ish seconds on the problem, which I think the problem is very important, and you got to do a good job laying that out to get solution, but maybe just cut it down a little bit. But otherwise, great pitch.
Yeah, 800,000 in ARR and Netflix has to be in. It's like a revenue generating company. You have like validity to the business model, so it has to be in.
Good job,
Thank
Artem.
you.
I mean, you made him ask the question and you still got the information in at the end of the day. So maybe you're the genius here. I don't know. He's like, yeah, I'm the genius. I'm making $800,000. Okay. Thank you. Good job, Artem. We're going to get to our last two companies now. Our next one is called Generated Photos. And Ivan Boyko is the founder. And he is going to hop on and hit us with a pitch. Whenever you're ready, Ivan. There we go. Oh, still getting set. You're horizontal. And we can't hear you. Are you muted? Do you want to check and see if you're muted?
Hi.
Okay, I mean, I can do this if you guys can do this. Are you guys down?
I can hang.
Okay.
I'm like this way. Okay.
Ah, there we go.
That resolves it pretty quickly. There we go. Okay. It's like a roller coaster. Okay, Ivan. We're going to put the countdown clock on, and you're going to have 1 minute to pitch. Good luck. Have fun.
My name is Ivan. I'm the founder of Generated Photos. We generate people that don't exist. So our background, our parent company does the software and assets for designers. So when we started with photography, we discovered it's so different from icons and illustrations, everything like that, because the photography is so diverse. People are diverse. So we can't just shoot a bunch of people and call it stock photography. Neither Shutterstock can, because of the variety of scenarios and body types and angles and everything else. So we started using computer vision and AI technology to diversify our data sets that we receive in a studio. And we received something starting from looking like more like roadkill to natural looking people. And then we released millions of people to the public so people can buy them. Then we created a face generator that gives the people based on your criteria.
Unfortunately, we've hit the 60-second mark, and while I would love to hear more, I can't break the rules for you. So with the information that you've given us, I'm going to pass to Nicole. Wow. I'm going to pass to Nicole and see what she thinks.
Thank you. Well, it was an ellipsis for me at the end. Would be interested to hear more. I would say one question I had was in the middle. It was unclear to me who you were selling to. You mentioned being a product for designers, and you said you released millions of faces. Who is that to, and what are they doing with that? I just got a little lost in the middle there.
Give me another hour, and I'll tell you all our customers. So basically, this gaming, and one of the biggest gaming companies use our faces to generate the characters. This is 3D, normal 3D for everything else. So they use the faces as the textures for the 3D bodies. There is academic research. A bunch of universities use it for different social studies and stuff. There is synthetic data where the companies train their algorithms on our data set. And there's design, especially where people don't want to participate.
Got it. Okay, thank you. So I would make sure to highlight, I was curious to hear more about the business model and also about you yourself and why you are the one to do this business. I think it's great to lead with that, and if you've only got a minute.
So our business model is selling the images to everyone else, like pretty much like stock photography, and we're venturing to this because we started generate with face swapping the bodies with our generated pictures. So it's going to be kind of stock photography. And another one is B2B data sets. And companies like Philips, they ask us to generate a data set of, say, 1 million people, and half of them should be adult, 25 kids, 25 adults, and 25% of census should be this ethnicity, et cetera, et cetera. We combine all these criteria to create a balanced data set for their needs.
Got it. Thank you.
Well, we said it, we started off with that, but we really need to, I would advise to work a little bit about the framework, because like the 1 minute, it was not working. You weren't able to kind of bring the message across, to finish your sentence. The problem, just the laying out of the problem, was about 45 seconds out of the minute. So in terms of like the construction of the minute, I think you could like start working on that a little bit more, so you make sure that you have an open introduction, framing the problem, 15 seconds, why now, what does the product actually do, and what's the value, or like what's the business like. So I think definitely kind of constructing the 1 minute better would really help. The question that ran through my brain is that, there are a lot of image repositories like Shutterstock and Getty Images, and like a ton. And today, if anything, I feel that there's a lot of noise. There's like so many images. And also a lot of these companies, they solve the problem around IP of the image. So if the photos that you're providing are generated through a computer software, then, does that create more noise, less noise, more quality, less quality, just abundance, variety? And is that important? Is that the pain? So like this is like some things that come to mind as you were talking, because I think that people who do kind of state-of-the-art products, the original photography or original pieces is very important to them. They don't want to put an image that is going to appear somewhere else, or a variation of. So I don't know how you deal with that.
Totally. Yeah, totally. iCloud covers that. And the quality is actually pretty high, 1,000 pixels per head. And also we signed all the people who participated in our initial data set. And also we supply the images where it's difficult to provide the actual people, like some kind of weird medical procedures or some kind of, I don't know, something related to, I don't know, mostly medical procedures. And also should I stop already?
Yeah, I think we're out of time, unfortunately, Ivan, but this is good. It's a nice practice run. You're going to get your pitch together for the big show in September, and we're excited to hear from you again then. So thank you so much for coming on and participating in the pitch off. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ivan.
Thank you.
Okay, our final company is called The Wealth Pool, and Ed Lamarck is the founder. He's going to come on. Ed's ready to go. He's in landscape mode. Love to see it. Okay. So we're going to give you a countdown of 3 seconds. Then you're going to have 60 seconds to pitch. Good luck. Have fun. Bring us home.
Hi, everyone. I built the Wealth Pool to empower consumers with advisor-grade financial planning technology and to have healthy conversations about money. Existing personal financial management tools are just one-off calculators or simple expense trackers. Everyone is curious about how they stack up financially with their peers, but there's a stigma to talk about money. We've delivered the Home Depot and Facebook for your finances, DIY financial planning with crowdsourced data intelligence. Our easy-to-use planning technology is the most advanced available and free. Our premium service, priced less than a Netflix subscription, automates your finances with insightful feedback from the pool. We anonymously aggregate data from all other households on the platform and allow you to compare your financial vitals with other cohorts you define. Our go-to-market strategy is to partner with retirement plan advisors. We provide a financial wellness experience to plan participants while simultaneously helping the advisors identify wealth management prospects. Thank you.
Time to spare. Love it. This is a solid final pitch. Okay, Nicole. Oh my God.
Thank you. That was a great pitch, Ed. Very clear. It sounds like you know a lot about this space, and I'd love it if you, in the intro, included like the quick sentence on why you. I feel like there's probably a story there. So would love to hear that. And then also, I was left wondering just where you are with the business now. I'm clear on the go-to-market strategy, but I don't know if that's something you've been testing the waters on. If you have any beta users already, have any customers engaged with this product, I would love to know that.
Great, thanks, Nicole. Yes, we are new. We just launched prior to the pandemic. We got about 300 users and a few paying customers out of that. We also, last week, Alexa Von Tobel was one of your judges, and she kind of paved the way for financial planning, democratizing of financial planning, right? Mm-hmm. And the Wealth Pool really is about behavior change, which you know and love. And for instance, you may be aware of O-Power, where you get those your electricity bills, and you get feedback how many kilowatt hours are consumed by your neighbors, right? It encourages better behavior, right? No one wants to be an energy hog. So the Wealth Pool is similar in that when you see others saving more than you, or spending less than you, or taking on less debt, it encourages better behavior.
Love it. Thank you.
I wanted to say also, like I wrote to myself, amazing. You were on the dot, like very clear. You explained exactly what you do. It was, I understood everything. It was great. About yourself, like I felt that wasn't covered, kind of like the personal story. And by the way, tying it to the pandemic is amazing because everybody wants to understand how they can do better. Especially, I feel like in the last couple of years, people have made time to actually look into their finances. So people spend more time on it, and it's critical. And like the last thing I want to ask was kind of like, I don't know if you're targeting a specific segment of society, of like the kind of like a demographic, because the behavior is very different if you're talking to a millennial or you're talking to somebody who's building, like is planning for retirement in the next 10 years. So who are we building this product for? Because also, today a lot of people say that investing is planning for retirement. So a lot of kind of like younger folks, they're looking at different platforms where they can start building, their portfolio that can be built from, stocks or investment in capital markets, private markets, alternative investments, crypto, like everything, while looking at how they're living their lives and consuming different products or saving up. So it's a very different type of activity and behavior than kind of, the one-up generation. So I think it's important to kind of differentiate.
For sure. And like eToro, right? You get to see what other investors are investing in. So the go-to-market, I didn't answer Nicole, really, I was available to financial planning software as a client to an advisor, right? There's a big gap between the professional software and the do-it-yourself tools. So we fill that gap, and we feel that the workplace is the epicenter for the consumer's finances, right? That's where they get their paycheck, their healthcare. And the new trend in industry is the convergence of retirement, health, and wealth, right? So these retirement plan advisors would love to convert these participants into wealth management clients. So we feel our technology can really help them in those prospecting endeavors.
You did it again, Ed. Right at the.
Like you missed before. I'm floored.
Like it's a superpower, and it didn't feel like you were rushed or left anything out either. I don't know how you do it. You're gonna have to teach me.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Good job. I can't wait to see you at Disrupt.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, we ran this like a train station. We're all on time. Ed, you can bounce whenever you're ready. Which means that we have a couple minutes. I just want to share with the audience again, Disrupt is September 21st through 23rd. And if you're particularly interested in the SaaS/enterprise space, we have a dedicated event for that, TechCrunch Sessions SaaS. And the same is true for Space in December, TechCrunch Sessions Space. Please check those out on techcrunch.com/events. I want to say thank you to our guests who are so amazing, Moore and Nicole, and an apology to Nicole. We're not even saying the K word anymore in Slack.
No problem, Julia.
It's been banned from no one named Katie can be hired here. I mean, it's over for Katie's everywhere. And you guys were just amazing. So thank you so much for taking the time and giving feedback to our Startup Valley companies. It was awesome.
Thanks for having us.
For having us.
All right, guys, Extra Crunch Live goes down every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.